no participation of civil society. That we cannot say that this is reflecting the reality that women are facing there. No one asks them what are their problems and what is the reality which they are living. Additionally, there are issues in that region generated by conflict or by a situation deriving from the lack of access to water to some parts of the some countries in that region. These are the sources of potential conflict. So we have to think much more on how to deal with this situation and not to act when we have the conflict, but to act and to plan activities to prevent this conflict. So I am appreciating the fact that the countries from Central Asia met last year and started a discussion on how to develop a regional action plan on women, peace and security for countries from Central Asia. And I really hope that this will make all these countries to join their effort and resources for enhancing the security of women in that region. Countries from which I consider that we may learn a lot in developing and implementing the plan on women, peace and security are several. I analyzed the documents approved by some countries in 23, and I may say exactly that these documents are responding to new threats that we are facing now. And this is the United States Strategy and Action Plan on Women, Peace and Security that was adopted last year, the Norway Action Plan that is focusing on financing not only activities connected directly to the issue of conflict. Their approach is to invest much more in childcare, in education, in health, development of health services and access to health services, because in this way they are appreciating that they are decreasing the risk for conflict appearance. The Finland effort on enhancing international discourse towards opposing anti-gender movements is declared and is written in their new action plan, and there are clear resources budgeted for supporting other countries and financing activities of the organizations that are working on preventing or diminishing anti-gender movements. The government of Sweden, even if they refused in 23 on feminist foreign policy, they renamed it, but they didn't change their priorities. They keep the same priorities. They will continue to invest in prevention, protection, and enhancing women participation in negotiation for peace. I have a lot to say here, but I will stop in order not to monopolize the time of this panel. But what I believe in is the fact that if we do not have, in general, in our countries, a sufficient number of women involved in decision-making processes, we will not have women that will be involved in the negotiation. In order to be part of the negotiation team, you have to be a member of the government, or you have to be a minister or a head of national agency or a head of national committee on different issues. They will not invite you from the street to be part of the negotiators in the situation of the conflict. So let's women participation in decision and efficient participation and representation of women in governments, so to create the proper condition for enhancing women efficient participation in the negotiation, and also in adopting national budgets that will include also budgets for women, peace and security agenda. Thank you.
Thank you, Liliana. About your interpretation. I found in